Hello beer tubers and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of Hoppets. Today, drinking more modernized Hopfenweisse that I picked up on Beerdome, this time from Cloudwater. And this is their When Autumn Winds Blow. So as I said, I picked this up on Beerdome. They had a release where they got a few UK beers, some stuff from Cloudwater, and I saw this. I was like, huh? And then I had a look online, and apparently Cloudwater has been doing quite a lot of Hopfenweisse, which is kind of what Schneider started, making dry hopped or hoppy Weizen, so slightly more modern. So Cloudwater has done a few, but I've never had any, and this was the only one they had at beer, and I was like, I need to try it. But this is a triple Hopfenweisse, so it's a triple Berliner Weisse, or Berliner Weisse Hefeweizen. So I guess just like a 10% Weizen Doppelbock or Weizenbock. Or as I say, triple Hopfenweisse. That's like catering to the modern beer audience, because they know what a triple IPA is, but a lot of people might not know what a Weizenbock is or a Weizen Doppelbock. But yeah, so it's 10%, and it says here it's a triple version of their signature Hopfenweisse that takes this interpretation of the style to the max. Massive banana flavor from the yeast, blended with classic New Zealand hop flavors of grape, pineapple, and passion fruit from a ridiculously giant dry hop. So this almost sounds like you did a New England IPA with German Hefeweizen yeast. Interesting. I've actually heard rumors, whispers, like back in the day, some of the hyped hazies from the States had a blend of yeast where Weizen yeast was one of them. And I think Treehouse was one of them. I'm not sure if that's the case, but let's check this one out, see how it is. I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, it's really hazy. It looks much more hazy than a lot of Weizens. Some Weizen do have a very full looking haze. The Andexer ones are quite hazy, but that's due to like yeast being in the bottom of the can. And it doesn't look like there's much yeast in here, but there's definitely some yellowish hop trub, which you get with heavily hop beers. But yeah, it looks nice in the glass. A really warm orange, very rich looking. It had a very fluffy white head when pouring out. I wonder if this is also made with oats. Yes, it is, oats and wheat. So that's like the modern approach, adding a bit of oats in there as well, because I don't think lots of classic wheat beers has oats. But it doesn't matter. Let's check out the aroma. I'm really excited about this one. Okay, blindfolded, I think most people will think, is this a New England IPA? It's very, very hoppy. There's a lot of like sweet citrus and grapefruit and whatnot, but there is a yeast character to it, which to me, at least with this temperature, is really bubblegum-like, unlike a lot of classic hazies. And that's actually something I remember with old school Treehouse. It was bubblegummy, and like could be from Hefeweizen yeast. The hops that are there are bright, they're zesty, they're limey and lemony, but there's also some overripe kind of fruity nuances to this that's like mangoes and stuff like that. They say themselves grapefruit and pineapple, passion fruit. I definitely see bright tropical fruit. Oh, grape flavors, not grapefruit. Meaning there's probably maybe Nelson in here. Could maybe be inspired by that original Tap X from Schneiderweise with Nelson hops. So the age on this one, it's also called When Autumn Winds Blow. It was canned back in October, so it's not like the freshest of can. I'm drinking this in December, but it smells nice. It smells, but blind, I think most people would think this is a hazy with a cool yeast character. That's it. But let's try it. Cheers, and thanks to Beerdome for the beer. Ooh, it's sweet. It is massively sweet. That is almost too, well, I think it is a tad too sweet for me. I did not expect, like it has like this massive onrush and pop of sweet overripe banana paired with like sweet overripe stone fruit and then a bit of bubblegum. Like maybe it's also because it's a 10% trip. I probably enjoy this more in a regular ABV version, because this is quite sweet. With, when you make the triples, they often end up being like this, at least European ones. triple IPAs. It's really like a New England IPA and a Hefeweizen had a baby. That's what it is. I just think it's way too sweet for my palate. It's just like almost like sugar-coated banana flavor right now. Paired with some bright tropical fruit. There's like that zesty, kind of limey vibe, but it dies really quickly in favor of that like really sweet banana. Like, I'm glad. So I took this out of the fridge fairly cold, and I was thinking I should maybe warm it up a bit. I'm glad I didn't, because I think warming this up, it will be even sweeter. Really rich, luxurious, fluffy mouthfeel. There's a bit of that kind of grape flavor, actually. Like a grapey nuance. But very, quite tropical, passion fruity. It has like that almost like bite of saturation you also get in heavily hopped IPAs. It's an interesting combo. It's an interesting mix. Because the sweet banana, and there's a little bit of banana bread and also that bubblegum and whatnot, and stone fruit flavor. Like, all those flavors from the yeast are actually quite interesting. And I could totally see them work well in just a lower strength, less sweet format, at least for me personally. I think a lot of people who like sweeter beers would love this. And I think if you love triple IPAs, you'd also dig this twist on it, because it is very much kind of like a triple hazy, just with a very different yeast character. It's cool and it's fun. It's really fun. And I think it's a fun spin on traditional beer. And I really hope that this will have some modern beer geeks try and seek out like Weiss beers, classic Weiss beers. But I would take a classic Weizen any day over this, personally. Like the Weizens from Andexal, for example, or just Snyder, for example, as in the glass. Like, I'd take their stuff any day over this, just because I think it's just a little too cloying. Like, you should share this, really, not drink a pint of it on your own. But by no means a bad beer at all. Well constructed, well brewed, just a bit to the sweet side. And maybe it's not that sweet. It can also be, it feels sweet, but you also have to remember, like, all the sweet flavors from yeast in this helps amplify the sweetness of the beer as well. Like, sweet esters amplify sweetness, so it seems sweeter. Like a lot of things, when you taste beer, is perceived flavors. And there's something about that here. But because there's some dryness, which I think is from the hops. But it's fun, it's fun. I definitely want to try more of their Hopfenweisses, but I'd love to try some of them that are in a bit lower strength territory. In terms of a grade, probably or late 80s, maybe 87, 88 or something like that. I think it's pretty fun stuff, but again, I would enjoy it more if it was lower strength and less sweet. That's basically it. But yeah, I think this could be interesting to play around with, and if we get more of these Hopfenweisses from Cloudwater, I'll definitely check them out in a lower strength format. But if you guys had a chance to try When Autumn Winds Blow from Cloudwater, their triple Hopfenweisse with New Zealand hops, let me know what you thought of it. Thanks a ton to Beerdome for the beer. Link for their shop is down below. And as always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page, Twitter, and Instagram. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Ring the bell for future notifications about videos. And I'm going to say cheers in some crazy strong Hopfenweisse. And see you guys in another beer review.